I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker, breaker, 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms, and tonight we get to take a look at this beautiful radio right here. This is the Eton Elite 750, and it is arguably the best shortwave or general coverage receiver you can buy brand new on the market today. This has every bell and whistle, and I've played with this now for a few months. This has pretty much every feature and function you could hope to have out of a radio. I also have found it to be extremely good at pulling in signals with the built-in antennas. No long wire needed here, although I'm sure it would help. But for the most part, just sitting out here, just playing with this radio does some really, really incredible stuff. Now, for this kind of performance, you're going to pay for it. I lucked out. I picked this up for $100 brand new in the box. It was like a return, open box return. I got it on eBay. The guy had 4 of them. They were gone in less than 20 minutes. I have like a little reminder that pops up if there's a certain radio that I've been looking for. Shows me when those new listings come up. This one came up and I was just blown away, because usually $300 to $500 is what you're going to pay for something like this. I will say after using it that I feel like it's certainly worth more than what I paid for it, but I'm not rich enough to pay $400 for it. Let's take a look at some of the features and functions on this thing. I'm going to turn the volume down. We will get the camera closer in when it comes time, and we'll do a band scan with this thing. You'll be amazed at the sound this thing puts out. But first, let's just take a little walk around. We won't show off the front. I'll get close to show that. But I do want to show the side here. And we have the ability to add a shortwave antenna right here, a wire antenna. We also have the ability to add a ground wire right here. And then we also have different ways of hooking stuff up. We have a BNC connector here for a shortwave antenna. We also have a BNC connector here for FM, so you can hook up an FM antenna. And I'll tell you what, this thing has incredible sound. You'd be surprised. There's a switch right here that allows you to switch between the upper or lower for your choices. On the back here, we have a place to put batteries. It does take 4D batteries if you want to run it off battery power. I have no idea how long you could expect something like this to operate off of those D batteries, but it's nice in a power outage or in case of an emergency to have the ability to do that. We also have line out, RCA line out back here, but that's not the only line out. There's more on the front there, but RCA left and right, so stereo line out, which is really nice. There's another compartment here. I believe you can use this to put, and I'm not going to open this, but you can use this to put the power supply that comes with it. It takes a wall-mounted power supply for this. On this side, we have our power input plug right here, and that is 6 volts, so it doesn't require a ton of power. We get back to the front, and there is a nice, very positive feeling handle here. And up on top, we have another place for a long wave or mid wave antenna input right there. We do have a directional medium wave antenna here, so that helps you get better signal. You don't have to move the radio, you can just move the antenna. And then we have a conventional antenna here, and it's quite a long one. I won't go all the way up with it, but there's that there as well. That's great for all bands, but FM especially. Okay, so let's get the camera closer in here. We'll go through some of these buttons, and then we will turn it on, and I'll show you, because it's after dark now, it's about 9:45. I will show you some of the cool things that this radio picks up. It really is spectacular as far as its performance goes. I'm so excited to have this in my collection. It's something that I had on the wish list forever, but like I said, I couldn't afford to buy one of these things for the going price. So when this came up as an open box return, I jumped on it. Let's check it out. Okay, it has a very impressive front, and I'm going to go ahead and power it on. I guess before I do that, I'll show you it does have a clock, and it does have timers here. You have timer A, timer B, and then set your regular time. So I accidentally set the timers, and it works. It actually turned on about 8:30, which scared the you-know-what out of me. Let me go ahead and power it on so the lights come on here. And I'm going to leave the light on for right now. What you can see here is we have a beautiful signal meter right there that you can see very clearly. I don't know how well it shows up on camera. We've got these two grab handles here, but we have our power button. We have a sleep button. If I press that, I can choose 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and it'll play until that time is up, and then it will fade away. Antenna attenuator, that's what that button is there. So with a built-in or with a long wire antenna, you could take this thing and it's automatic. So you can manually adjust the attenuation, or you can hit that button and kind of adjust itself. Really cool stuff in this radio that you just don't find on normal shortwave or general coverage radios. RF gain, I have it set to automatic, but you can min and max, another way to attenuate signals. It even has squelch, so you can use squelch to adjust whether you want to hear the static as you roll through the dial, or whether you only want to hear the strong stations. This down here is our sideband clarifier, because this unit has just about every mode you can think of. It has upper sideband, lower sideband, regular AM, wide and narrow bands, FM and FM stereo. We have midwave, which is the AM terrestrial band. That'd be, a 510 or 520, I guess it is, the 1710. And then it does have long wave as well, which is our air band, right? Air band down at the bottom there, as well as shortwave. So we can go through the ham bands, the CB bands, the air bands, and everything in between, and it really, really is full featured. Over here we have bass and treble, and then we have our volume control, so it really rounds it out. And we also have our earphone jack here, and we have a line in, so you can use this if you want to just use it as a speaker. If you wanted to use an MP3 player or something like that, you could use it as a speaker, although it'd be a crime to do so, quite frankly. Huge tuning dial. Below it, might be a little hard to see on there, is a step, so we can go by single digits or by tenths or fifths, whatever you want to do, you use that right there. And it is pretty darn cool. So we also can program in stations. We have pages up and down, so you can cycle through programmed stations that you've got in there. And it's really cool. Direct entry, of course, if you wish to have that, you can do that. And then here we enter in our memories. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the FM band, and we'll start rolling through the dial with this thing just to show you the sound. The sound is incredible.
80s, lows dropping into the 50s. Taste of fall running.
Saying, here's how you can strengthen it. Then you're going to contribute stronger in your life. The shinier your strand is, the brighter the tapestry is, the brighter our lives get. So if one person at a time gets more comfortable in their skin, I've done my job. So it's our self-expression.
And forgiveness found by bringing it before the Savior. There's going to be interference.
Incredible reception quality on all modes with this radio too.
Laying aside all malice and
so I have to be real careful about copyright, but as you can see, stereo mode is activated when you hit a good signal. Just incredible, just incredible. Okay, I'm going to move over to AM, and we'll start at the high end of the band here. And that's after dark, so it should be able to pick up some of the long wave stations. And I don't know if you can see that. But that rotating antenna, it means business. You can see I've completely lost that station. The signal's gone down to nothing. Now we're starting to break above the noise floor there. Pretty incredible.
Fox Sports 1360, an iHeartRadio station.
Did you know audio memory lasts 6 times longer than visual memory? That's why Digits is advertising iHeartRadio, the #1 audio company in the country.
Sanders delivers, and the pitch is in the dirt inside.
So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on each particular station here, but you get the idea. This is not that late. It's just about 40 minutes past sundown, so the clear channel is not all coming in across the West Coast and middle of the country. But up and down the East Coast, you can see stations are already starting to pop up. So really cool. And let's move on over to shortwave here. I'll go to airband. I never pick up anything on airband here, but I'll roll through it for you. There's not a lot going on there. It never really is around here. All right, let's move to shortwave. 5950.
Definitely with no band for almost 2 years. To use them as political capital to pretend.
It's also worth pointing out, remember now, no long wire, no external antenna other than the antennas that are on board, and this antenna here is only up a foot because it's underneath the cover here. And we're inside. Let's go through down. I'm sure there's some music playing on 5085.
For anybody who tells you it was somehow not so.
Cleansed you. Purged you.
That would be Pastor Melissa Scott, I believe.
And the singing poets are skilled for
I'll roll down so you can hear what shortwave sounds like. And that's about all I can play of that, unfortunately. But if you know how to hear what classic rock sounds like on shortwave, it's amazing how well they pull it off at WTWW over there in Lebanon, Tennessee. All right, let me move into the ham bands, and I will see if we can pick up some shortwave on sideband stuff here. So we'll pull it back up. We'll go to lower sideband. A lot of talking going on here.
First time I heard that, I left to my gaffer. My bedroom was in the basement, and I was in the bed, had them headphones on. I'm laying there listening to that laughing, and she come down there and said, "Are you dreaming or something?" I said, "No." I said, "The next time I hear this..."
I guess that about shows off what it can do. Over here on the dials, we do have activated timer A is actually turned on. I'll need to shut that off. And then we have timer B, which is not. We have our attenuation if you want to do attenuate it. We have a built-in battery that keeps our memory saved, and that battery is probably like a capacitor or something like that, but it's not something that's replaceable. The 4 batteries there, when you turn it off, you're going to see the life that's there if it's not on power. Right now, I've got it on power. We have our wide and narrow. Of course, in the ham band we're in right now, it's automatically switched to narrow, and that's something I've noticed is like it tends to switch to what it thinks is the best for that particular area. And so it's really, really nice. Let's go way up. I'll go way down to go way up, and we'll try the CB band here before wrapping this up. Maybe 10 and 12 meter as well. Something really weak there for a second. I'm surprised. This time of night, usually cool. So there you go with that. If you want to search with this, you can as well. You can see it's set to a larger. But I'll do what I do is I'll change the step there. All right, and then you press and hold. You're going to go into scan mode, so it'll automatically stop. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. It'll automatically stop when it finds something that breaks through the, that it's preset squelch level that it has going on there. Incredible radio. Sometimes money doesn't actually give you the quality you would think it does. And so there was always that doubt in my head that this would be a superior product. It kind of looks a little bit cheesy. The dial here made me wonder if this was just kind of more show than it was substance. I can tell you now from using this for a few weeks that it is definitely full of substance. And what you can't tell on videos, what you can't tell when you look at pictures of this on Amazon or eBay or whatnot, is how it feels. Well, it feels like a substantial radio. It is heavy. The plastic isn't cheap. It just really, really comes across when you have it in your hands as something that you would want to have. So that's it, I guess. I'll just wrap it up as it continues to expand. You will see more of this in videos. In fact, I'm going to make a video later on this evening of scanning clear channels. I'm getting sidetracked. Guys and gals, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's the Eton Elite 750. If you have the money, it is certainly worth whatever it is they're selling for at the time this video comes out. If you can find one used, jump on it. If you can find one for the kind of deal that I got on this one, definitely jump on it. If you're into radio scanning, if you're into DXing and you want to hear the ham bands, you want to hear the CB bands, you want to hear the shortwave bands, you want to hear everything that's out there, and you want to hear it with really good clarity and really good fidelity, yeah, this is a great radio. That'll do it for tonight, my friends. Take care.